For the first questions, have you visited orphanage before?
Yes, I have actually 3 times. My first time is actually with my parents because every year we would usually do donation to various orphanage, and for my second and third time is for my school community service.
That's good. And the second question, what's your experience when you visit orphanage?
So basically what I do when I visit orphanage is just I spend time with the kids. I would play games with them, introduce them to educational books, teach them, sing with them, just basically accompany them because what they're lacking is love and accompaniments from other people.
Okay. And number 3 question, why do you think some of the children sent to orphanage?
I think it's because their parents, they are not matured enough to raise them. They don't have the financial stability and the responsibility to be able to fully take care of a kid. That's probably why they're sent there. Yeah.
And number 4 question, how do you feel about the children being sent to orphanage when they are very young?
Obviously, I feel incredibly sad that every one of the kids have to experience this kind of thing. They don't have anyone growing up. They don't have their parents' love, any siblings. It's really such a
Very sad.
thing to see. Whenever I go orphanage, I will look at them, and they look at me with such love, with such warmth. But I can't return the same feeling to them because I'm not always there. I'm just there to do my work, and I just feel really sad. I don't think anyone in the world has to go through that. I hope that in the future or somewhere, somehow they found someone in their life. Yeah. Okay.
And the last question, do you have any advice to reduce the rate of orphans in Malaysia?
Basically, I think people should use birth controls, or they should not, have sexual intercourse with anyone before they get married or reach the age of maturity. As sometimes we can be kind of foolish and we can't think rationally whenever we are in a relationship. So I think just be very careful. Just use birth control, and if it's possible, you can do abortion as well.
So that's all for the interview. Thank you for giving me your time answering the question for my interview. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you visit orphanage before?
Yes, I visited an orphanage in my home country.
Where are you living?
I come from
So, what's your experiences when you visit orphanage?
The experience was really eye-opening because I got to see, how other children live, and I saw a different side of life.
The question is, what do you think some of the children sent to the orphanage?
I think most of them are sent because they have disabilities. Some parents think that they can't handle, their children's disabilities, so they just send them there. And other children are there because, they don't have any family to take care of them. So,
how do you feel about the children being sent to orphanage when they are very young?
I think it's better, because they don't have memories. If a child gets sent to an orphanage when he's older, when he or she's older, they have memories, of their families, their parents and stuff. But if they get sent when they're young, that orphanage is their family. They don't have memories and stuff.
The last question I want to ask you is, do you have any advice to rebuild the great orphanage in Malaysia or in other countries?
Yeah, I think people should make better choices, because some of those children are in orphanages because of the choices that their parents made.
So thank you for your answering. Thank you so much for helping us to do this interview. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Have you visited an orphanage before?
Yes, I have. I wouldn't say it's like a full orphanage, because this orphanage that I visited, they have orphans there as well, meaning children who do not have both parents. But there are also children there who do have parents, but they come from a broken home. So yes, I have visited, because my church runs a home for children, and they have like about 60 children there, and I always visit, and I'm quite involved in that home.
You have? What was your experience when you visited the orphanage?
Okay, so every time I go there, I feel so good, because most of the time the children are so happy to have visitors. I think probably it's because they lack love, they lack attention, and most of the time people who visit, or even me, I'll buy chocolates for them, or I'll buy sweets and burgers or whatever, and they're always around you. They try to hold you, and they just want to you to know, do you know my name? And they want to tell you their name, and then what's your name? They want to know your name. So I think it's a nice feeling. It's a warm feeling to go and visit them. I think many people should visit homes.
Why do you think children are being sent to homes or orphanages?
Okay, I think most of the time, I think it's the adult's fault, because children, adults, I mean like those who get married, they have children, and sometimes the relationship doesn't hold, and when the relationship doesn't hold, who is the victim? The children. And sometimes parents or families also like wash their hands off these children. And then where do these children go? But sometimes on the streets, they'll be lucky if they get to be included in a home or an orphanage. Somebody gets to save them and bring them. Otherwise, they end up in the streets. So I would say that it's the irresponsibility of adults, basically, that children are sent to orphanages.
And how do you feel when children at young age are being sent to orphanage?
I feel it is so sad. It is really sad, because that is the stage in their lives when they need protection, they need love, they need care, they need good food, they need education. Everything is not the way it should be for them. So their whole life is a struggle. And I think I would feel very sad for them. And I think generally society must look into this and advise each other about the responsibilities of parenthood and parenting. Maybe even the government can have some education training or some workshops to instill this kind of feeling, not only for those who are going to have children, but also for those who have had children and for those who have had those of them who can afford to look after these children who are already out on the streets. So I think the three sectors of people also need to be brainwashed so that things can get better for these children.
Do you have any opinions on how to reduce the rate of orphans in Malaysia?
Okay, to reduce rate, as I was saying earlier, I think education is important, and I think it is good if maybe NGOs or churches or other religious bodies, if they can come up with a lot of publicity about the number of orphans, the problems orphans go through, the activities that they are undertaking to handle. Like my church, if we only can publicize, we've got this home, so maybe we can, if there are people who know of orphans, they could send to our home. But the other important thing that we can do, I think, is to increase the process of adoption. Because I think nowadays, because of stress, a lot of young couples are unable to have children. And this is one way of giving them an opportunity to adopt a child who needs a home. And probably God has blessed us all with a lot of gifts which we can share with those children who are in that situation. So I think if right now the adoption process is very complicated and it takes a lot, it's very legal and everything. I know it's important to keep these processes very clean so that no misuse is there. But at the same time, I think we should encourage adoption. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Take care. You're doing a great job.